Poolside, Pensacola Beach. How did I generate the idea for this site? Why was it important to me? My aunt wanted me to make her a website for the condo she owns in Pensacola, Florida, and I decided to make a quick rough draft for her. So I decided to make this. A brief overview. I made a home page, rates with a calculator, a gallery with hide and show for the descriptions, and the contact. It's a postcard with contact information that you need to get a hold of them. A quick demo, I'll do the rates first, is the calculator. Let's go, I want to spend a week. No, let's do 2 weeks in spring. So $295 times 14 days equals, it'll cost me $4,130. The gallery has descriptions: front yard, deck view, pool view. Here's the condo. And I can hide the descriptions or show the descriptions. I have rotating image or looping image, and contact us has submit button with the submitted thank you, and it shows please enter an email address if it's wrong. How well did the final code meet the original requirements? I felt like it met all the requirements. What types of changes needed to be made to the requirements as the progressed? I didn't really make many changes to the requirements. Pretty much kept to the script. What went well? Talking to the team and getting help from Jacob and Zach, it really helped me get through this website. The high points was probably making the postcard on the contact us page. I got a lot of help from Jacob. He is really great at making websites, so I got a lot of help from him. But the contact us page is probably my favorite page, so it was the high point. Challenges was getting everything laid out properly to make it look like a decent web page. Basically, the gallery was the biggest part, getting all the pictures to be set up correctly with descriptions, and making the calculator. It was pretty rough, but got through it. What would I do differently? I'd probably spend a lot more time on this website than what I did. I had other stuff going on, like capstone and another internship, but I wish I spent a little more time on this. But I think it turned out all right. All right, thank you.
Alright, so I'm Zach, and I did my website on music theory, and more specifically about reading staves. I generated the idea for the website pretty much because in my other classes I have done things on music theory and stuff on how to read scales and the circle of fifths, so I kind of just stuck with the same theme and did staves now. In terms of a brief overview for my requirements document, the site uses jQuery to complete most of the technological requirements. A click event is used to loop through some P elements. The animate function is used to give borders to images when mouses are hovered over them. Form validation takes place during the test area to test what inputs you put in. Some elements are made into variables and then compared with strings to see if they match in the form of validation. If they do, the inner HTML of an element will be changed to tell the user that they have completed the exercise successfully. So this is my website on music theory. It uses Bootstrap and has Flexbox for all of the menus and the body. You can see the Bootstrap because I pretty much just use the default font throughout most of the website. There's a button to the top right that will enlarge the text if you can click it. At the end of my first page, once you've learned all about the tabs, you can click the link and go take the test. So here's the second page of my website, and this is where you'll do the test, and I'll just have you fill up all the forms with the note names corresponding to the numbers and the images on the stabs there. There's a hint button at the bottom that you can click in case you don't know exactly what's going on. That will toggle the visibility of an element, and that will show these mnemonic devices to help you remember exactly how the stabs go in terms of ordering. If you put in all the note names correctly, a P element will have the inner text changed to be correct. And that will obviously tell you that you got them all right. If you don't, then it will say incorrect, and then we'll refer you to press the hint button if you have not already to help you out. So the website matched all of my requirements set in the document, hopefully as planned. The only thing that I really had to change during development was the each method that I used to enlarge the text. I hadn't initially planned on doing because I wasn't sure how I was going to loop through some elements. But that was my only change. I'd have to say most things went well on the project. I didn't have too many issues that took me much longer than 5 or 10 minutes to figure out. Some of the high points, probably it was kind of nice to use Bootstrap in a way to make things look nice pretty quickly, but at the same time it was kind of annoying because certain customizations were harder because you'd have to use the important tag a lot of times to get around it, so it was a little annoying that way. Some of the challenges we issued, I think a lot of us had problems with Flexbox or just rather unfamiliarity with it. And that kind of caused some issues, but it wasn't too bad. I wouldn't do too much differently. I was able to start at a pretty good time and complete it fairly quickly. I might have messed around a bit more with some of the look of the website because it's rather plain, and yeah, that's pretty much my presentation.
So for my project, I did a website about Nintendo because I did a previous coding challenge about it, plus the fact that I thought it would cover all the basic requirements needed for the site. The basic functionality of the website is to be able to go to each page for a product like the Wii U or something and just look at the price, look at a gallery, and just look at information about each product. I think the final code met the original requirements pretty well. All the JavaScript in there is pretty much straight out of the requirements, so it worked out pretty well. I don't think I ever really needed to change the requirements document because the site went up pretty easily. It went together pretty well, so I never really had any problem with that. For me, the entire project actually went pretty decently. The jQuery, the HTML, the CSS, it all went fairly smooth. The high points were probably just CSS styling because that's easy. The challenges, and it really isn't challenging, was figuring out what jQuery code to use, but once you actually figured it out, it was pretty simple to do. If I had to do the project over again, I don't think I would do anything differently. I think the final product itself turned out fairly good.